The investigation so far.
Plus, a family in Pinehurst is without a home after a fire Sunday. What they were doing when they saw the smoke and flames.
And addressing the housing shortage in Beaumont, details on the new apartments being built and how they could help the community. 12 News Daybreak starts now.
Good morning, Southeast Texas. Thanks for waking up with Daybreak on 12 News Plus. I'm Tia Johnson.
And I'm Mark Armstrong. Your time's now 7 o'clock, so let's go ahead and get a first look at your weather with meteorologist Jeff Gerber. And here's a live look outside from our roofing 911 live Skycam network. We're looking at Alphonse down there at Gator Country.
Did you name that alligator?
Yeah, Alphonse. They're all named Alphonse. All right, we got Jeff standing by over there to tell us more about Alphonse and the weather today. He looks like he's just enjoying some cool weather this morning, Jeff, huh?
First of all, they're not all named Alphonse.
Yeah, they are.
What are they named?
Oh, they've got all. You got your big Tex, you got your big Owl, and then you've got all the others: Clyde, Henry, Joe, Larry. Here are current temperatures, and right now we're looking at some middle 60s, 65 in Beaumont, 66 in Orange, and then upper 60s there in Port Arthur at 68. 64 through Woodville and Silsbee, 61 in Jasper, and 63 in Kirbyville. You're going to like the way it feels outside. As we look back down towards Finette, that big gator, we've kind of moved away from that and just looking, and don't see a whole lot of them swimming around for this morning. As we check our day planner, expect to see temperatures rise up into the middle 80s today. So we won't hit 90. We'll see plenty of sunshine. Looking great out there for today. A little bit of a northeasterly wind will help keep our humidity down. And looks like a dry forecast through the next 7 days. We'll show you that coming up in weather.
And in Beaumont, several affordable housing developments, they are popping up across the city.
Yeah, one of those projects under construction is the Prado Place just off I-10 and College Street. 12 News reporter Derek Jones is in studio with more on what this means for Beaumont. Hey, Derek.
Hey, Mark and Tia. Prado Place, located on 11th Street in Hollywood, is nearing the end of construction at a cost of $15 million. There will be 56 units ranging in price. The developers KCG companies say the property used to be an old car dealership, so they had environmental tests done to make sure the development was safe in the area. With the apartments set to be completed next year, the waitlist for Prado Place has already opened up. CJ Littner, Vice President of Development for CGK Company, says the complex will address the housing shortage in Beaumont.
It felt like there was an opportunity to bring some new housing there that would not only provide, a place to live for the people living there, but also hopefully spur additional economic development in the area and, improve the community kind of long term.
Units include 1, 2, and 3 bedroom apartments. As for rent, that ranges from $400 to more than $1,100. Construction is slated to be complete in February of next year. These are not the only affordable housing options being built. The Riva Ridge apartments will be located off Concord Road near Target. Those apartments will have 63 units with construction beginning in November. In studio, Derek Jones, 12 News.
All right, thank you so much, Derek. Switching gears now, Beaumont police have identified the victim of a possible hit and run Sunday morning at Highway 69 and Amico Road. Yeah,
they said that 27-year-old Vinny Sang Nguyen was experiencing homelessness, and officers say that they were called after someone found a body in a grassy median. They responded and determined that the Nguyen there may have been hit by a vehicle. Police, they are still working to confirm exactly what happened here. Meanwhile, a Pinehurst family's home caught fire Sunday morning while they were outside doing yard work.
Yeah, 3 adults and a child lived at the home on West Park Avenue. The homeowner told 12 News she was pressure washing and her daughter was cutting the grass when they saw the smoke and flames. Pinehurst Assistant Fire Chief Travis DePlee says everyone was outside, so thankfully no one was hurt. Several agencies helped put the fire out, but the home's a total loss. The cause is still being investigated. Going across the nation now to new details on a disturbing crime in North Carolina after a young woman was murdered on a commuter train.
Yeah, this tragedy now putting the spotlight on the judicial system and how we as a nation confront mental illness. ABC's Perry Russum has that story.
Authorities in North Carolina have released surveillance video of the unprovoked murder of a woman on a Charlotte commuter train.
There needs to be change.
We are not showing the attack, But moments after this video was taken, 23-year-old Irina Zarutska took a seat in front of the man on the right in the red hoodie and began scrolling on her phone. After a few minutes, police say the man identified as 34-year-old DeCarlos Brown took out a pocket knife, stood up, and stabbed Zarutska several times. Passengers rushed to help her, but it was too late.
Very alarming as a woman who rides solo. People have harassed other people. You can tell that they're probably not mentally well.
Brown was arrested after stepping off the train and faces first-degree murder charges. He has more than a dozen convictions dating back to 2014. His own mother says this tragedy could have been prevented. She says after he served 5 years in prison for armed robbery, Brown began to behave strangely. She says she got an involuntary commitment order and he was placed under psychiatric monitoring, diagnosed with schizophrenia. But she says he got so aggressive, she had to kick him out of her house. Earlier this year, he called 911, making what police describe as paranoid claims. A judge ordered a competency evaluation, but he remained a free man. The case highlighting challenges in the judicial system when it comes to mental health. A retired judge saying resources are spread too thin. As for Zarutska, her family says she was a talented young artist who had come to the U.S. to flee the war in her home country of Ukraine. Charlotte's mayor is pushing for more investment in mental health resources. One local official saying that the major issue is that standards for involuntary commitment is complex and can take years to navigate. Perry Russum, ABC News, New York.
And back here in Texas this morning, newly released records from Uvalde show several maintenance issues were reported at Robb Elementary just weeks before the 2022 shooting. Maintenance logs obtained exclusively by CNN show repeated complaints about the entry doors. Staff reported the doors that stayed open, slammed loudly, and failed to lock securely. Now, among the problems flagged was the very door that the gunman used to walk into the school. Staff had warned that that door wasn't closing correctly before the tragedy.
Across Texas, Governor Abbott has hinted at the possibility of a third special session after a few big priority items didn't make the cut last week during the end of the second special session. A big one, the ban on THC products in the state. Other items on the governor's agenda that fell short and could be brought up in another session include capping property tax increases and banning taxpayer-funded lobbying. So what does all this cost you? Each 30-day special session costs Texas taxpayers more than $1 million. When asked about another session, Governor Abbott said, quote, "Stay tuned."
Well, former U.S. Surgeon General Jerome Adams calling for his old boss, President Trump, to fire Health and Human Services Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. Adams, he served as Surgeon General during the president's first term, and he says the president needs to dismiss Kennedy over his handling of vaccines.
I'm just flabbergasted, to be honest, that he seems to have President Trump in a thrall. President Trump is clearly the leader on foreign policy, clearly the leader on the economy and tariffs. But when it comes to health, he's doing whatever RFK says.
And Kennedy appeared on Capitol Hill last week and got an earful from senators about his decisions on vaccines and personnel changes at the CDC.
This week marks a month since President Trump deployed the National Guard in Washington, D.C. Trump says he has similar ideas for other cities, including Chicago. Amy Kiley reports on why the next few days could be pivotal for the city.
Chicago is a very dangerous place.
It's really destructive, the casual kind of slandering of the city.
President Donald Trump says he expects to decide on a course of action for Chicago today or tomorrow. He's threatening to send in National Guard troops, citing violent crime and illegal immigration.
We could solve Chicago very quickly.
The White House says it's been moving immigration enforcement personnel into the city. Advocates report immigrant detentions there over the weekend.
A man who's been selling flowers on this corner for months and months and months was picked up.
White House officials say how Chicago residents respond to immigration raids could determine whether Trump sends in troops. But he's backing off his social media post that says, quote, "Chicago about to find out why it's called the Department of War."
It would be an illegal order to declare war on a major city, any city within the United States, by the President of the United States.
Illinois Democrats say war rhetoric is inflammatory and a National Guard deployment wouldn't help crime. Instead, several suggest federal partnerships to reduce gun violence and hire more police officers.
We spent more money in Los Angeles putting the National Guard there than it cost to hire 2,000 Chicago police officers. And instead, he cut $820 million in anti-violence programs. We're going in the opposite direction.
All right, your time is now 7:10, and two people won the $1.8 billion Powerball jackpot Saturday, one of them in Fredericksburg, the other in Missouri. There are also a couple of other Texas winners as well. A $1 million winning ticket sold at Midlothian and a $2 million ticket sold in Tyler. Our sister station spoke to a frequent shopper at the store where that one was sold.
Got my favorite, which is the Dallas Cowboys, my mega, and my change. So I stop by almost every day. I'm gonna be back. Yes, of course. Hopefully next time it's me.
And she says to win, all it takes is a whole lot of luck. All right, still ahead here on Daybreak and on 12 News Plus in the 7 o'clock hour. It's a tough situation for college students and recent grads, many of whom are struggling to find work. What's being done to help them navigate these challenges? Plus, a new Miss America and the Catholic Church's first ever millennial saint. Your trending news is coming up.
We begin with breaking news in Port Neches.
Firefighters continue attacking the flames from the air.
We're working to learn more about a police chase.
We'll give you a live look at the scene tonight. Our crew there.
A chase in Port Neches turned into a standoff.
So we're working to get you more information.
We're going to keep you updated on air and online as we learn more.
Stream extended coverage on 12 News Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free.
I wouldn't say that I was like a partier, but I would say that I was a social butterfly. So we would just always drink. That night, I went through a red light and I T-boned another vehicle. And I just remember thinking like, oh no. Right after the DWI, I lost my license and I did 30 days in jail. I could have killed him because I decided to be reckless. I have a ton of regrets. I'm Katie. 5 years ago, I got a DWI and I'm still paying for it every day.
As tropical activity picks up in the Gulf, 12 News is your hurricane headquarters. Get prepared before a storm hits. Watch the 12 News Hurricane Special, streaming on 12 News Plus. From the must-haves in your supply kit to the evacuation routes you'll need to take, plus safety tips and how you can protect yourself from storm scammers. The 12 News Hurricane Special, keeping you prepared. Sponsored by Entergy. We power life.
As Texans, we have many reasons to be proud of the Lone Star State. Showing our pride by saying, "Don't mess with Texas," means we gotta step up, walk the walk. Do our part to keep Texas clean. Because after all these years, all these miles, all these traditions, for all us Texans, "Don't mess with Texas" means don't litter.
I'm Chief Meteorologist Patrick Vaughn here with one of the most important hurricane tips, having an evacuation plan. First, gather food, water, and medicine before storing it in an emergency kit. Plan well in advance where you're going, how you'll get there, and if you'll need to transport any pets, small children, or the elderly. For more hurricane tips, go to 12newsnow.com/hurricane.
Sponsored by Entergy. We power life.
Well, many college students and recent grads are struggling to find work. In college career centers, they're seeing the impact as well. Gordon Severson takes a closer look at how universities are supporting students through the difficult job market.
For many college students, the start of a new school year is a season of firsts, but many seniors are living these moments for the last time.
The idea of not starting a school year in like the fall seems super weird because that's all I've really ever known since I was like 5.
Sam Boyme will graduate in the spring with a degree in special education, and he's nervous about the transition into the workforce.
A lot of options, and I kind of need to get on that soon though.
He knows a lot of recent graduates who can't find a job in their field.
And it's not just students who are noticing this trend.
It is softening a little bit.
Sarah Newberg is the executive director of career services. She says fewer companies are signing up for their career fairs on campus.
We're down just a little bit, about 10% this fall. I think we're just seeing employers that are a bit more cautious in an environment that's uncertain.
The Federal Reserve Bank of New York says the unemployment rate for recent college graduates has been hovering around 5 to 5.5% this year, the highest rate in nearly 10 years.
We are encouraging students to be flexible, to be persistent.
At Career Services, they're offering students the latest techniques and technology to help them land their first job.
This is an interview suite.
Instead of in-person interviews, they're now helping students host virtual interviews and using artificial intelligence to help students write resumes.
But then we really want to emphasize the importance of those personal connections as well.
They're also hoping the job market improves so students like Boehm can easily transition into the workforce after graduation.
Time to figure it out, so we'll see.
.15 now here in Southeast Texas, and the sun's coming up over the horizon. We have clear skies as we look up towards Jasper. This camera brought to you by Parvalis, part of the Roofing 911 Live Skycam network. And we'll see sunny skies throughout the day. Matter of fact, most of this week we'll see lots of sunshine as rain will stay out of the forecast. We'll head over to the Horseman's Western Store over in Orange on our Roofing 911 Live Skycam network. Currently showing 67 there, humidity at 79%, and a northeasterly wind at about 10 miles an hour. And 60s are common across the entire area here. Matter of fact, we don't have any 70s. It's all 60s. 61 right now officially in Jasper. It's cool there. 63 in Kirbyville, and then 66 in Orange. Woodville and Silsbee at 64, 65 Beaumont, and then 68 in Port Arthur. Not much going on across the state. Pretty quiet except for the coast. Say down towards Corpus Christi, down towards Brownsville. We have a stationary front that's draped across that area, and that's creating some scattered showers and a few thunderstorms out there into the Gulf. We're too far north to get any of that. We won't see any rain for today through the next 7 days. Yeah, our 7-day forecast has no rain in it, something we haven't seen for a while. As we look at our futurecast, we warm up through the 70s this morning and then jump up into the 80s through the afternoon, around 86, 87 for a high today. And then we drop back into the 70s for this evening. Should be a beautiful evening out for a walk or sitting on the front porch, anything like that. Then overnight, it gets a little bit cool. Matter of fact, some folks might need a jacket tomorrow morning, as we'll see a mix of some lower 60s and maybe some upper 50s as well. So, yeah, it's getting to be that time of year, starting to feel a little fallish out there. Out in the Atlantic, great news. We don't have anything that the Hurricane Center is tracking right now. This is that disturbance we were looking at last week. They, at one point, had a 90% chance of development. Well, it hasn't developed and doesn't look like it's going to. So Hurricane Center is not really tracking it anymore, and looks like the Gulf is quiet through the next 7 to 10 days, which is great because we're right there on the doorstep of peak of hurricane season. It's usually around the 10th, 11th, and 12th. So our forecast for today, lots of sunshine, temperatures there in the middle 80s, northeasterly winds at 5 to 10 tonight. We back off with clear skies and lows in the lower 60s, maybe some upper 50s as we look at our 7-day forecast. Just mostly sunny skies as we go through the next 7 days. Now, this morning, Tuesday morning and Wednesday morning will start off really nice in the 60s. As we get into the rest of the week, into the weekend, we'll see lows in the 70s. And then today and tomorrow, upper 80s. And then after that, 90s through the weekend.
Not going to have those 90s around too much longer, I hope, as we head here into the fall season pretty soon.
Yeah, we're trending that way. Typically, by the end of September, our average highs are in the upper 80s. So hopefully they won't stick around too much longer.
Not bad at all.
All right, thank you, Jeff. And just a reminder, you can download our app at any time to get the latest on the weather. You can check the radar by going to the radar tab in the app. And we are close to handing out our first Golden Apple Award, and we need your nominations. That can be a teacher or anyone in the field of education. Just head on over to 12newsnow.com/goldenapple to recommend someone. All right, your time is now 7:19. Time for some trending news, and we have a new Miss America this morning after the competition wrapped up last night in Orlando.
And it came down to Miss New York and Miss Texas, and New York took home the title. Her name is Cassie Donegan. She has a community service initiative called Promoting Arts Education in Our School Systems and is the COO of a women-led childcare company. She sang a darker shade of blue from the musical Some Like It Hot in the talent portion. and was awarded the crown plus a $50,000 tuition scholarship. Lots of hard work goes into, pageantry and stuff. So congratulations to all the women that competed.
Absolutely. Being in media, I've had the chance over the years, I'm sure you have too, to interview some of these people, especially if they win for the state and whatnot. They're always very impressive about how great they are at communication, and they're self-promoters and marketing. They've got big careers ahead of them.
Absolutely. Well, now here's some interesting news out of Rome this morning after Pope Leo declared the Catholic Church has a new saint, the first millennial saint.
Yeah, the Pope calling Carlo Acutis God's influencer. Carlo, he was an Italian teen who died of leukemia in 2006. Well, his sainthood was approved by the late Pope Francis after he was credited with helping to heal 2 people. A young boy with a rare condition and a woman with head trauma. Now, tens of thousands, they gathered in St. Peter's Square Sunday, holding photos of the first millennial saint in history, now known as Saint Acutis. And a lot of people very excited about when a new saint is brought on. It really means a lot, really connects them to these people.
So it's a big deal that the saint is a millennial.
Yeah, very much so. The youngest one they've had so far, it looks like. Or not the youngest one, but the one who was born later, I suppose, what I'm trying to say. All right, Taylor Swift told fans to meet her at midnight, so Target is following suit.
It's opening 500 stores nationwide at midnight on October 3rd to release her 12th studio album. The store will offer 3 Target exclusive CD editions of The Life of a Showgirl with unique artwork and bonus content. So which Texas Target locations are taking part? Sadly, none in Southeast Texas, but the usual suspects will. You can check out Targets around Houston, Dallas, Austin, and more. It's also limiting CDs to 4 per person while supplies last.
Who has a CD player these days in 2025?
I have one in my car.
Okay.
Yeah, I still have an old school car. I don't even have Bluetooth. So
I'm gonna get that Taylor Swift CD. We can rock out.
no, I'm okay.
No,
I'm okay.
We will. We're gonna record it. We're gonna put it on TikTok. We'll see how it goes.
All right, let's go ahead and take that live look outside from our Roofing 911 Skycam network. Beautiful view there from Lake Charles. Your time 7:21. Don't go anywhere because meteorologist Jeff Gerber will be back with your beautiful forecast for today.
This is a tornado on the ground.
And the roads are slippery.
We have a tropical storm warning.
Look at this water.
Street flooding in Beaumont.
It is going to get extremely cold.
The metal building blew away from a business.
Staying safe behind the wheel is imperative.
Find a safe spot, move to an interior room.
Just make sure you're staying safe.
On weather impact alert days, stream extended coverage on 12 News Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free.
The STEM fields are providing opportunity to be part of the developments that will shape the future, and the Army National Guard is at the forefront of the movement. Soldiers can serve part-time and choose from dozens of science, technology, engineering, and mathematics jobs, working with cutting-edge technology and innovations. And the skills and experience they receive can open doors for them to civilian careers in the STEM world. Join a team that is taking the lead in STEM by talking to a local recruiter or by going to nationalguard.com/careers.
409 Sports. To us, it's about so much more than a highlight, wins or losses.
It's the heart that makes up the game, the triumph of the human spirit.
It's agony and victory, diehards and day ones. It can divide or unify a community.
We give you the stats, but then we inspire you with the stories. The unpredictable, unforgettable, and incomparable.
We bring it to you all because sports lives in the 409.
No matter where we start, every mile brings us closer. And as Texans, we take care of each other along the way. We lend a hand, slow down, and take our time. At the end of the day, we all want to get home safe. Drive like a Texan. Kind, courteous, and safe.
I'm meteorologist Kerry Cooper here with another hurricane tip. Stay connected. Sign up for free emergency alerts from your local county and plan on to monitor the latest local weather and news at 12newsnow.com. Being aware of any new information will be invaluable. And finally, know the types of alerts you may receive. A watch means be prepared, while a warning means act. For more hurricane tips, go to 12newsnow.com/hurricane.
Sponsored by Entergy. We power life.
Welcome back. It's now 7:24 and the temperatures might be cooling off, but the pollen, it is still lingering around.
Yeah, no doubt. With the change in temps, many people are feeling the effects. For those with asthma, precautions are key, including wearing masks and limiting outdoor exposure on high pollen days. And ears, nose, and throat specialists suggest taking steps to minimize indoor allergens, like washing clothes immediately after being outside.
When you come in from being outside, to take those clothes and wash them immediately, and then maybe shower before you get into a new set of clothes, so you're not bringing those allergens into your house and kind of spreading them throughout.
Experts also recommend allergy shots to reduce symptoms and prevent complications.
Heading out the door for the bus stop. Nice and mild out there this morning. Temperatures in the 60s. Nice at recess, 78 and sunny. 87 dry on the way home. Along the coast, we're looking at choppy conditions right now through the afternoon. A northeasterly wind at 15 to 20 knots kicks up seas from about 2 to 3 feet for today. Next high tide is this afternoon at 4:18. Our sunrise was at 6:58. Our sun sets tonight at 7:30. You can see right now at Texas Point, we're seeing a northeasterly wind at 12 to 15. We're looking at water temperature there at 88. No official advisories, but the Weather Service says use a little caution if you're in a small craft where the wind's up a little bit today and a little bit choppy out there on the inland lakes and bays. Looks like our 7-day forecast continues to be dry all the way through the weekend. Of course, we're going to be showing you more on that coming up in the full weather segment just a little bit.
All right, well, coming up here on Daybreak on 12 News Plus in our 7 o'clock hour, a day of remembrance in Orange County. The big celebration hosted to honor the late Dr. Howard C. Williams and what his friends say about his legacy.
Plus, more affordable housing is coming to Beaumont, where these new apartments are being built and how they'll benefit the community.
And it may still be summer, but with the slightly cooler weather comes thoughts of spooky season. How Six Flags Fiesta Texas is celebrating with the Fright Fest, which just kicked off this weekend.
And it is now 7:26. Taking a live look at Orange right now. We'll have more news and weather in just a few minutes.
Good morning, Southeast Texas. Thanks for joining us here on Daybreak on 12 News Plus. I'm Mark Armstrong.
And I'm Tia Johnson. Your time now is 7:30. Let's take a look at your top stories this morning. Beaumont police are investigating a motorcycle crash Saturday at Concord and East Lucas. We're told 39-year-old Danish Jones was speeding and not wearing a helmet when he lost control of the bike while trying to stop. He was taken to the hospital in critical condition. We're working to get an update on how he's doing.
Meanwhile, we're still working to confirm the identity of the person killed in another motorcycle crash. This one in Silsbee. It happened Friday night on Highway 96. Hardin County Justice of the Peace Kathy Brown tells us that the driver was a 41-year-old man from Beaumont. Now, according to DPS, his motorcycle went off the road into the median and hit a sign. He died at the scene.
The skating rink at Ochoa Rec Center in Orange officially opened Saturday. Owner Jonathan Ochoa says it's open daily for families. He says the rink is the third phase in his multi-entertainment facility plan, and he also plans to build a small water park along I-10, a bowling alley, and a miniature golf course, all to be completed by 2030. Let's take a live look outside now from our Roofing 911 Skycam network. Looking at the view from Beaumont, meteorologist Jeff Gerber is standing by with that beautiful forecast. Jeff.
Yeah, it looks like a really nice one today. You can see the clear skies, lots of sunshine out there. As we take a look at temperatures right now, we're generally into the middle to lower 60s. 61 in Jasper, 62 in Kirbyville. Then we jump to 64 through Woodville and Silsbee, 65 in Beaumont. 68 right now in Port Arthur and 66 in Orange. Here's another view. We'll take you over to southwest Louisiana. You can see the sun up and going on this Monday morning with clear skies over in southwest Louisiana. Our forecast calling for lots of sunshine through the day. We'll see lower 70s by 9 a.m., lower 80s at noon, and then we're expecting highs today around 86, 87 degrees. So looking great out there. Also, with a northeasterly wind at 5 to 10, that means our humidity levels is going to stay in check. So it should feel fairly comfortable, even though it's going to be very warm for today. If you like today, I think you're going to like tomorrow. The rest of the week, it'll get a little hotter, but at least it will stay dry. We'll have a complete look at your 7-day forecast coming up in weather in just a little bit.
Now to Golden Triangle growth in Beaumont. Several affordable housing developments are popping up across the city.
Yeah, one of those projects that's under construction right now is the Prado Place, and that's near I-10 and College Street. We've got 12 News reporter Derek Jones. He's in studio this morning to tell us more about what this all means for Beaumont. Good morning, Derek.
Good morning, Mark and CEO. Prado Place, located on 11th Street in Hollywood, is nearing the end of construction at a cost of $15 million. There will be 56 units ranging in price. The developer's KCG company say the property used to be an old car dealership, so they had environmental tests done to make sure the development was safe for the area. With the apartment set to be completed next year, the waitlist for Prado Place has already opened up. CJ Lintner, Vice President of Development for KCG Companies, says the complex will address the housing shortage in Beaumont.
It felt like there was an opportunity to bring some new housing there that would not only provide, a place to live for the people living there, but also hopefully spur additional economic development in the area and, improve the community kind of long term.
Units include 1, 2, and 3 bedroom apartments. As for rent, that ranges from $400 to $1,100. Construction is slated to be completed in February of next year. These aren't the only affordable housing options either. The Rava Ridge Apartments on Concord near Target will have 63 units. Construction begins on that in November. In studio, Derek Jones, 12 News.
All right, Derek, thank you. Beaumont police, they have identified the victim of a possible hit and run Sunday morning at Highway 69 and Amico Road.
We're told 27-year-old Benny Sang-Wen was experiencing homelessness. Officers say they were called after someone found a body in a grassy median. They responded and determined he may have been hit by a car. Police are still working to confirm exactly what happened. Meanwhile, a Pinehurst family's home caught fire Sunday morning while they were outside doing yard work.
Yeah, 3 adults and a child. They lived at that home on West Park Avenue, and the homeowner told 12 News that she was pressure washing and her daughter was cutting the grass when they saw the smoke and flames. The Pinehurst Assistant Fire Chief says that everyone was outside, so thankfully no one was hurt. Several agencies, they helped to put this fire out, but the home, it's a total loss. The cause still being investigated. And meanwhile, a manhunt is underway in North Houston for the man who opened fire at a bar Sunday.
It happened early in the morning at Las Locas near Cleveland. The Liberty County Sheriff's Office says 6 people were shot and 1 of them died. 2 others were seriously hurt. Officials say the shooter came to the bar around midnight and hung out for about an hour. They say he then grabbed a gun from his car, returned to the patio, and started shooting. Deputies say witnesses didn't see any odd behavior beforehand.
She said there was no vibes whatsoever that she received from him, and that he didn't, he didn't flirt with her. He wasn't very talkative with her at all. He talked a little bit to the people at the table next to him. We don't know what it was about. We're, going to see if we can find out.
Deputies say the man drove away in a white van with no windows that had a long scratch on the side. Authorities are still looking into the motive. Loved ones also gathered in Houston this weekend to remember an 11-year-old who was shot and killed.
Yeah, he died last weekend after a ding-dong ditch prank went very wrong. Julian Guzman's loved ones wore T-shirts with his photo on them at his funeral. Law enforcement personnel led the procession from the funeral home, which was followed by lowriders, as Julian was a big fan. Vendors at a pop-up market, they did what they could to pay their respects.
It's just so tragic. There's no words for it. To have that, like, a life to be taken away that young.
It's very sad. No one should lose their life over that.
At the site of the shooting, a makeshift memorial continues to grow with heartfelt messages and more being added daily.
Now to the Pacific Northwest and a shocking discovery inside the crawl space beneath a condo building in Oregon. Here's ABC's Elizabeth Schulze.
It's like something out of a horror movie.
I cannot believe it. That really weird.
Police in Oregon say a 40-year-old man was living in this crawl space of a condo building without the owner's knowledge. Police say the man, Benjamin Buckor, lived here for what they're calling an extended period of time, transforming the space into a home, complete with a bed, lights, and chargers, even a TV. The family upstairs not realizing they had an uninvited neighbor, but they did hear bizarre noises coming from the space.
I mean, I never imagined that they would be literally outside under my house.
Ketzi Lutwig and her husband say they only made the discovery after a neighbor saw a man park his car nearby and walk to the back of the building into the crawl space. He saw a light on and knew something wasn't right.
Impressive, like something out of like a zombie flick or something like that.
Multiple neighbors say they've noticed damage on their own crawl space doors, as if someone were trying to break in. Elizabeth Schulze, ABC News.
Crazy story. Police say meth was also found in the crawl space. Bucker is being held on a $75,000 bond.
Well, back here at home, the Heritage House Museum of Orange County hosted a celebration Sunday night honoring the late Dr. Howard C. Williams on what would have been his 100th birthday. Museum staff say that Dr. Williams dedicated much of his life to preserving the history of Orange and Orange County. They say that he was instrumental in establishing the museum. Dr. Williams, he was also the author of a book, Gateway to Texas, the history of Orange and Orange County and Picturing Orange. Now, he also worked at Orange Memorial Hospital, where over the years he delivered more than 3,000 babies. One of his longtime friends says that he is proud of how many people showed up to celebrate his legacy.
I don't know of many 100th birthdays I've been to, but this is the only 100th birthday I've been to for somebody who passed away many years ago. And it speaks of his respect that he carries in his community and the love that people had for him.
And they described Dr. Williams as passionate and persistent when it came to getting important things done.
7:38 right now, looking ahead to the next Passport Day coming up Saturday, September 27th. The Jefferson County District Clerk's Office will open its doors from 9 to 2, so those who work during business hours can get their passports. You don't need an appointment, and they'll take your photo there. Just bring your proof of citizenship, a photo ID, and a check or money order for your passport fee. For more information on how to apply, head to travel.state.gov. And it may still be summer, but you know how spooky season works.
Yep.
Halloween stuff starts coming out the 2nd. September 1st hits, and it's definitely Halloween time at Six Flags Fiesta Texas in San Antonio.
My favorite time of the year. And this year's Fright Fest, it kicked off this weekend with thrills and chills for the whole family. And Danny Hermosillo with our sister station got a sneak peek. Now, if you are squeamish, watch at your own risk.
Scream! Cry! You can run, but you can never hide.
It's 7 p.m. and the monsters have arrived.
Children, hear your screams!
Dozens of demons disembark from the terror train and immediately send chills down the spines of thrill seekers. Some get more than they bargained for. It may be scary, but it's fun. This year, Fiesta Texas has come up with some new ways to spook the crowd.
And this year we pulled out all the stops. 6 haunted houses, 6 scare zones, more than 9 different shows throughout the day.
If the Saw movies give you nightmares, this haunted house will tear them to shreds. Over at the Conjuring Haunted House, people who are scared by Annabelle say they want none of this.
I've had some time to calm down from it. It's an absolute like an assault on your senses, like in a good way, I guess. Like very loud, a lot of jump scares. Yeah. It's pretty good.
We've been coming every year. We've been coming like since I was little, and this has been one of the best.
With so many cool rides and attractions, how do you know where to start? Well, Fright Fest is lighting the way with this cool interactive lantern that brings up a map of all the good stuff. Follow the map and you'll find your way to some of Fiesta Texas's more traditional scare tactics that come from their hair-raising rides. If screaming ain't your thing, there's plenty of less stressful attractions. Whatever rattles your coffin, Fright Fest is sure to provide.
It's way better when you go at night.
Yes, yes, very much so. I love a good haunted house. In fact, I would take a haunted house over a roller coaster any day of the year.
Really?
Yeah, way less scary.
I think I'm past that stage of life. I've done it before. I'm over it.
We're not getting into Halloween too quickly here, are we?
I mean, with the weather being how it is for us here in Southeast Texas, I'd say it's a little time.
Okay.
It's time.
Don't forget about September, though. That's all I'm saying.
And don't, because my birthday's coming up.
That's right. No one's going to forget that.
Coming up, how people in Galveston remember the great storm of 1900 over the weekend, plus a Texas mother's warning to other parents after a toy nearly killed her little boy. It's now 7:42.
When industry news breaks, we're on the front lines, digging into the issue.
Lamar is working to protect Power City from hackers,
Filtering out rumors and giving you the facts, direct from inside sources.
ExxonMobil and lawyers for the United Steelworkers.
Taking on the story from all sides.
The company filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection last year.
Southeast Texas is a power city, and we're bringing the power to you. 12 News, putting Southeast Texas first.
As Texans, we have many reasons to be proud of the Lone Star State. Showing our pride by saying, "Don't mess with Texas," means we gotta step up, walk the walk. Do our part to keep Texas clean. Because after all these years, all these miles, all these traditions, for all us Texans, "Don't mess with Texas" means don't litter.
It's hard to really come to terms with dementia. There are little things that you can't even begin to plan for that happen that you need the early diagnosis for. My mom has done so much for me. There's no way that I wouldn't do the same for her. It's so important to have the conversation with your doctor earlier because you just do not know what the future holds.
We begin with breaking news in Port Neches.
Firefighters continue attacking the flames from the air.
We're working to learn more about a police chase.
We'll give you a live look at the scene tonight. Our crew there.
A chase in Port Neches turned into a standoff.
So we're working to get you more information.
We're going to keep you updated on air and online as we learn more.
Stream extended coverage on 12 News Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free.
I'm meteorologist Kerry Cooper here with another hurricane tip, evacuating correctly. If local authorities advise you to evacuate, do so immediately and without delay. Bring your emergency kit and be sure to follow evacuation routes. Do not try to take shortcuts because they may be blocked. Also remember to eat and get enough sleep for you to deal with whatever stress that may come your way. For more hurricane tips, go to 12newsnow.com/hurricane.
Sponsored by Entergy. We power life.
This weekend, thousands lined the Galveston seawall shoulder to shoulder to honor the lives lost in the great storm of 1900. The deadly hurricane made landfall in Galveston 125 years ago today, claiming more than 8,000 lives. It remains the deadliest natural disaster to ever hit the U.S. After the tribute, officials announced that Galveston has officially set a new Guinness World Record for the largest walkway in the world. The seawall, which is just over 10 miles long, now stands as a symbol of the island's resilience and community pride.
If you're getting ready to walk out the door, you're going to feel some cooler temperatures out there, and don't forget the sunglasses because we have plenty of sunshine across the area. Here's Lake Charles, and you can see the sun out there already this morning. Clear skies over in southwest Louisiana on our Roofing 911 Live Skycam network. Temperatures right now in the 60s, 62 in Kirbyville, 63 in Jasper. Then we're seeing 64 through Woodville and Silsbee. A little warmer here around the Triangle. 66 in Beaumont, 67 in Orange, and then 68 in Port Arthur. And most of the state seeing some sunshine out there for this morning. Really not much showing up on radar. There are a few showers and thunderstorms down along a stationary front well to our south, over towards Corpus Christi, Brownsville. But this stuff is all sliding off towards the south. We're not going to expect any rain for today. You got to have a few clouds before you can get some rain, and we don't have any clouds, it looks like, out there right now. Temperatures climbing up out of the 60s into the 70s through this morning. We'll get to the lower 80s at lunchtime, and then we'll go up around 86, 87 for later on this afternoon. Back into the 70s for this evening, still with clear skies, and then we'll drop off into the lower 60s tomorrow morning. So we can even see a few upper 50s thrown in there tomorrow morning. Might want a lightweight jacket for tomorrow morning, believe it or not. Out in the tropics, we were watching that one disturbance last week that had a 90% chance of development. Well, here it is, and it didn't develop, and the Hurricane Center says chances are now it won't develop. So we'll continue to watch out in the Atlantic, but nothing going on right now. Hurricane Center is not looking at anything. Next 7 to 10 days in the Gulf looks quiet, and that puts us right into the center of the peak of hurricane season. So this is a little unusual not to have anything out there as we reach the peak of hurricane season. For today, lots of sunshine, northeasterly winds at 5 to 10, temperatures in the middle 80s. For tonight, back off into the lower 60s. Like I said, some upper 50s probably around the area as well. Clear skies, northeasterly winds at 3 to 8. Now a 7-day forecast shows tomorrow morning we'll be down into those lower 60s, upper 80s, close to 90 on Tuesday. And then after that, we will see 90 start on Wednesday. Going through the weekend, we might get as hot as 94 as we get into your Friday. But the morning low is not too bad. We'll stay right around our normal low of about 71. We'll be close to that Thursday through Sunday mornings.
Nothing to say, Jeff. It just looks great out there. It felt great out there this morning, that's for sure.
I think tomorrow morning, like I said, might feel a little bit better. Some folks might have a lightweight jacket on tomorrow morning with those low 60s and upper 50s.
I'll do that. I'll do that. Just for the spirit of things.
There you go.
Absolutely. Thank you,
And then
Jeff.
she can drink a pumpkin latte.
Okay, yeah.
You buying it?
I'm just saying you need to get in the spirit.
You
Pumpkin
buying it?
spice latte.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Get in the spirit.
Spirit of cooler weather here. You can keep up with just how cool it is out there by downloading our app at any time to get the latest on the weather. You can get the radar tab in the app. All right, an urgent warning for parents this morning after a toddler from Bernie swallowed a bunch of tiny high-powered magnets.
They're marketed as toys, but doctors say they could have killed the little boy. Our sister station in San Antonio spoke to his family, who wants to warn others.
These magnets look harmless, colorful, shiny, and marketed as stress toys. But for a toddler, they look just like candy.
My 12-year-old daughter is really big into crafting, and she brought some home from a friend's house.
When swallowed, they could cause life-threatening injuries. That's why Mishka Pullman of Bernie is sharing her son's story.
I just don't want any parent to have to go through what I went through that night.
It started with stomach pain.
As you see, everything goes in his mouth.
Within a day, 19-month-old August Pullman was in surgery with holes in his colon and stomach.
So they look kind of like these blueberries, but a lot smaller.
At first, Mishka thought her son was just dehydrated, but the pain kept coming back.
2 Mondays ago, he started holding on to his stomach and just saying, ow.
Bernie doctors ran an x-ray and found magnets stuck inside his body.
They're like, hey, bad news, he must have eaten them on different days. 3 of them are already down the intestines, and then 2 in his stomach. So the ones from the intestines started to magnetize to each other.
By 1 a.m., August was rushed to Christus Children's to undergo surgery. 3 hours later, the magnets were out, doctors patched up the holes, and August was in recovery.
It is an emergency. It is a GI emergency.
Sheila Morin, lead endoscopy nurse at Christus Children's Hospital, says not every child is this lucky.
That child can have, life devastating effects from losing lots of the gut. We need the small bowel because it's what absorbs our nutrients, and it could be fatal as well.
In 2022, the Consumer Product Safety Commission enhanced safety rules for these magnets after thousands of children landed in the ER.
You can just turn away, and 1 second they're doing something else. So this is not something to blame a parent that they're not watching. This is something, what we don't know can hurt us.
Maureen's biggest advice: get rid of them.
He had his post-op today. Everything's healed great. Kids' bodies are resilient.
And North Marine says a child may throw up or have abdominal pain, nausea, or diarrhea after swallowing magnets.
Now, if you think this is happening to your child, don't wait. Go straight to a children's hospital to get the appropriate care right away.
409 Sports, brought to you by Golden Triangle Emergency Center, Orange.
All right, time to talk some Friday Night Lights. Silsbee, they won our game of the week last week against Little Cypress Mauriceville, and this week the Bridge City Cardinals are going to take on the Orangefield Bobcats in week 3.
Yeah, the Bayou Bowl is back for our game of the week. It'll be a battle between two undefeated teams. While we expect Bridge City to bring the heat on defense, Orangeville has firepower on both sides of the ball. Kickoff is this Friday at 7 p.m. at FL McLean Stadium in Orange.
And you can't have a game of the week without the band of the week, either the Cardinals band or the Bobcats band. They're going to take home the bragging rights this week, and they need you to weigh in, though. Head on over to 12newsnow.com/band to cast your vote before 3 p.m. on Friday. That winner is going to be announced at 6 p.m. later that day. And when 12 News Daybreak returns here on 12 News Plus, we're going to have more news and weather in your morning rush out as we take a look at Lake Charles. Your time is now 7:51.
As tropical activity picks up in the Gulf, 12 News is your hurricane headquarters. Get prepared before a storm hits. Watch the 12 News Hurricane Special, streaming on 12 News Plus. From the must-haves in your supply kit to the evacuation routes you'll need to take, plus safety tips and how you can protect yourself from storm scammers. The 12 News Hurricane Special, keeping you prepared. Sponsored by Entergy. We power life.
No matter where we start, every mile brings us closer. And as Texans, we take care of each other along the way. We lend a hand, slow down, and take our time. At the end of the day, we all want to get home safe. Drive like a Texan. Kind, courteous, and safe.
The impact killed my dad and brother instantly. A man, after drinking excessively with his co-workers, ran a stop sign, T-boned my parents' Honda, and destroyed our family. He could have just said, hey, I'm not okay. There's Lyft, there's Uber, there's taxis. There's so many other options. Every day, someone else can be taken away.
The STEM fields are providing opportunity to be part of the developments that will shape the future, and the Army National Guard is at the forefront of the movement. Soldiers can serve part-time and choose from dozens of science, technology, engineering, and mathematics jobs, working with cutting-edge technology and innovations. And the skills and experience they receive can open doors for them to civilian careers in the STEM world. Join a team that is taking the lead in STEM by talking to a local recruiter or by going to nationalguard.com/careers.
I'm Chief Meteorologist Patrick Vaughn, here with some hurricane tips for protecting yourself against flooding. Take shelter in a designated storm shelter or an interior room and stay away from glass windows of doors. And if flooding begins, move to higher ground immediately. Never walk, swim, or drive through floodwaters. Remember, turn around, don't drown. For more hurricane tips, go to 12newsnow.com/hurricane.
Sponsored by Entergy.
Welcome back to Daybreak. It's 7:54 right now, and it's time for your morning rush outs.
Here's everything you need to know as you start your day. First up, Beaumont police have identified the victim of a possible hit and run Sunday morning at Highway 69 and Amico Road. We're told 27-year-old Vinny Sanguin was experiencing homelessness. Officers say they were called after someone found a body in a grassy median. Police are still working to confirm exactly what happened.
And a Pinehurst family's home caught fire Sunday morning while they were outside doing yard work. The homeowner says that she was pressure washing and her daughter was cutting the grass when they saw that smoke and flames. Thankfully, no one was hurt, but the home, it's a total loss. The cause still being investigated.
New affordable housing is coming to Beaumont. Construction on Prado Place, located at 11th Street in Hollywood, is set to be completed in February. There will be 56 units, renting out for $400 to $1,100 a month. The developer, KCG Companies, says the wait list has already opened up. The units include 1, 2, and 3 bedroom apartments.
Check out this 7-day forecast. Not a drop of rain in our forecast. We're keeping it dry all the way through the weekend. This morning we're back in the 60s. Tomorrow morning we'll be back into the lower 60s and then 60s again on Wednesday. Looking great for the rest of the week, except a little hot. We'll get up into the 90s, but not too bad. And we'll see morning lows into the lower 70s as we head towards Friday into the weekend.
All right, your time is now 7:56, and as we close out our final hour here on Daybreak on 12 News Plus, a dog right there named Cleo finally has a forever home, and her new human knows her struggle. When poor Cleo got shot, she lost one of her legs, but Zach, the owner, says that his own amputation helped him bond with her. He lost his arm in a UTV crash back in 2024 and saw a video about Cleo on the 1-year anniversary of the accident. He says that she helps him every day, and he hopes he does the same for her. Very sweet.
Definitely a reason to smile this morning, and we want to share your reason to smile with us. Text us your story and photos to 409-838-1212 so we can share what's making you smile with all of Southeast Texas.
And thanks so much for watching us here on Daybreak on 12 News Plus.
Be right back here for midday at 11 a.m.
Have a great day, everybody.